Fanexpo Canada, make some noise and show all the love to the incomparable Marisa Tomei! Oh my goodness. How has Toronto been treating you? Have you had a good time this weekend?
I just got here this morning.
Okay, see? So busy, doing all the things. So hopefully you get a chance to see the city just a little bit, to enjoy it, take it in, especially as the season changes, it gets all pretty out.
Yeah.
Quite lovely. Thank you for joining us this
I'm
week.
so happy to be here.
We are so happy to see you. As you can see, this whole room full of fans of yours are celebrating all the things that you do. So I asked the room earlier if there were any aspiring actors in the room. So we can talk about some process stuff so that they possibly can be influenced and follow your lead, because you are dynamic, you are stellar in all of your
Dynamic, I like
craft.
that.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice word.
Icon.
So, absolute icon. So, when it came to acting, I understand like being on stage was a big part of your inspiration as an actress. What about that really drew you to it?
Well, I mean, well, when I was little, we always did like just plays like probably everyone does in school.
I mean, if they're lucky,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Did you do it? Did you do that?
I did. I was
Yeah.
shy. I was shy as a child.
Yeah. Well, being shy doesn't necessarily mean that you wouldn't want to be an actor. I was super shy. I couldn't barely speak. I was really like, the person behind my mom's little, apron strings kind of thing.
That's adorable though, because you have such big personality in some of the characters you bring out. I love that is the true.
Well, it's like the opposite.
Yes, like, that's true acting talent, y'all. So you can be shy, but still be. And I love that.
It's the alter ego, right?
That is great. Did you have a favorite play that you would see that really kind of was like, I love this play, either as yourself or the family?
Well, when I was in school, there were like little plays, like Mary Poppins and little things like that you do in the school.
Of course.
And then my parents did, because I grew up in Brooklyn, my parents took us to the theater a lot. So I did see the original A Chorus Line. I saw Night Mother. I saw a lot of really very important shows.
Yes.
Really great actors in them. Kathy Bates and Night Mother was just incredible. So there were things, I think also my parents really liked the theater, made them happy. So, you're a kid, you kind of want to always please your parents.
I mean,
have that
yes.
And so I think, it just kind of rubbed off.
Well,
But they like musicals a lot, especially my father. I mean, we watched a lot of musicals, but I just don't really have the musical. I took a lot of dance lessons. I'm pretty solid tap dancer, not great, but a lot of things like that. But I just, there's no. I would love to be in a musical. This did not happen.
Okay, so no, we're gonna send out in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna be in a musical. We're calling it. But what I think is so dynamic and it speaks to your true talent is, even as a young child, to see other people's performances and recognize, like, this is something special. I think that says a lot, builds a foundation for you. So going to plays, that was a foundational space for you. When it came to acting and deciding that this was something that you wanted to do, what sort of obstacles did you overcome to get into the industry?
Yeah, that's always the thing, right?
Right?
If you don't have any connections, if you
gotta
don't know
like,
anybody,
break it outdoors, who I
how
know?
is this going to happen? Well, one of my aunties via marriage, she actually was a tap teacher. She was a great dancer, and she was a tap dance teacher, but she wasn't really in the business, but she kind of knew enough to help me put a headshot together and that kind of thing. And how did I wind up, how did I get into any of those acting classes? I don't remember. I know that it was a challenge to figure out how do you get into the business part of it. I just when there was I guess they still make it backstage. I don't know if they have it in Canada, but it was you could auditions. They'd hold open auditions.
Really?
You could try to get something. And I did get a part on a soap opera at that time.
That's right.
One
Right, makes me listen to that.
One thing kind of led to another that way.
I love it.
It's just really scrappy. Basically, like, and even back to the musicals thing, I would just audition for anything, even though it was like horrible. It was just like, when those people who audition for musicals, they are so talented. They teach you that choreography in 30 seconds,
right.
and you have to know it. And I was
5, 6, 7, 8.
I was in a farce. It was not working for me, but I tried. I was just like, it was stupidity of being young.
No, come on. The tenacity, though, of chasing your dream. I think that is one of the most important things for anybody. It doesn't matter what you're going into. Even if you don't necessarily think that you are the most skilled person at it, you went for it. You went out there, you were seen. And no matter what, that means that those people that make decisions will know your name. And I'm sure that there are some people that you audition for that are like, hey, I met Marisa Tomei once. She auditioned for me. We didn't take her butt. I know her.
We didn't give her that job, remember?
That's our fault. We're fools. You mentioned being on a soap opera, and that takes place, instead of being on the stage, you're on the small screen. And there's something very special about television. And you've had many different appearances on great shows. Different World was My Life. Yes. We even had someone shout out your cameo on Seinfeld. So, do you like anything in particular about being on TV versus the stage or film?
TV is kind of like film,
right?
In a way. I mean, some of those things. Different World was in front of a live audience.
Come on now.
So that was very much like the stage.
Exactly.
It was a regular schedule, and it was like a Friday night, and the audience comes in, and you have a live audience, and they're with you through that whole run. And sometimes you just go back and kind of pick up a few things, but generally we just went right through it. And I think that's what I liked about it. I liked being with everyone.
Over your distinguished career, has filming for television changed much in process? Whether the technology has changed, so cameras are different?
Well, there's no more hardly any sitcom, so you're not doing anything in front of a live audience, except for I got to do the All in the Family. Like that.
Come on now.
It was so fun and so scary, and it was just so shocking. Came out of nowhere, and I don't even. It was.
But you were brilliant.
I think it happened because I was Jimmy Kimmel's best friend is Chris Bianco, who has an amazing pizza place. And in Phoenix, but then he opened one in LA.
Right.
And my brother is friends with that guy, because they both do pizza.
Of course.
So we went to that soft opening of that pizza place, of that restaurant, and Kimmel was there, and we just all said hi. And then 2 days later, I got a phone call from Norman Lear saying, hey, do you want to be part of this All in the Family thing? But I think it's because Jimmy produced it. So I think it was because he just saw me at the pizza place. I was like, you really do have to follow what you love. I was like, I really love pizza, and I want to go. And something good came out of it. But it was really quite a challenge, of course. I mean, I certainly also was like, Edith, wait a second. I guess I am that age. Okay.
I mean, very, very well. Let's say that for sure. And that's another classic show that is super steeped in astounding, smart comedy. And I think that's something that also marks your career. You have such astounding comedic timing that, when they see you, they're like, oh my God, this is a beautiful woman. And then she makes you laugh in the best way possible. It's so true. It's so true.
You are really making up for the last panel.
And to that end, when it comes to comedy, do you have any particular idols or icons that you looked up to as comedians or performers that just made you laugh?
Oh yeah, Lucille Ball.
Oh, come on, basically. Absolutely.
And then I'd say Barbara Stanwyck in her funnier role. And then my mother, she's funny.
Yeah, for your mom, yeah.
I think that's the other thing that is so spectacular about you is you have this wealth of culture that you dig into. Is that part of a New York upbringing? I mean, because obviously New York is a great place for culture, so many different things to see. Is that kind of where you build an eye for recognizing all the things that
On
are
the
possible?
D train.
I mean, let's go.
It's the subway. I mean, it's the subway, or it's walking around the neighborhood.
Right.
But I really do think it's a lot about the subway because it's so diverse.
Yes.
And you see so many different kinds of people and different kinds of characters, and I always got a lot of inspiration from just being on the subway.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, that's great. Do you people watch a lot? I mean, because you're pulling characterizations out in all your roles. Do you watch people and be like, that's something for later. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I do. Some of you. Show up.
That's right. That was me in line, but I freaked out on it. Yes, absolutely amazing. Considering in terms of movies, there are so many of your roles that have been truly iconic. Obviously, my cousin Vinny, you guys are fans of that? To do so at that point in your career, what does that feel like as an accomplishment? I don't know if any of us have ever won anything in this room that was of that level of acclaim, but to stand out in such a prominent role that you won the award, what did that do for you as an actor?
Well, I mean, it gave me a career I didn't really have. I mean, I had this.
You had some
little
things,
bit.
yes.
I mean, I was part of the theater
course.
company that's still the Naked Angels. It's
Come on now.
It's a great theater company.
You co-founded that, didn't you?
I was pretty early on.
Okay, all right.
Like maybe like the third person. Or
Okay.
something. You know, like,
That's
I wasn't like, it was like Fisher and a couple of other people from NYU that they had started it, but I had met him on the set of Flamingo Kid that I was
Yes.
pretty much an extra. So we became friends, and he was like, I'm starting this theater company, and like, it was just so great, so lucky to have that time. There's nothing like that where it's just, I mean, there's nothing that I could do that would ever be really as pure as that time, and it was so fulfilling and felt, and we had an actual theater too. We had a space, and that really gave us a home, and it's a place you could just show up at any time, and it would always be creative, and it was really a very, very special time. So I was in the company, and also had done the soap opera, like I was saying, and but I couldn't really break into the movies, and I was just flummoxed. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It is really hard. And casting directors are wonderful, and they really become your champion. And so I don't really remember I remember auditioning for My Cousin Vinny, but I don't remember too much about it. That is a flaw. I don't know.
That's very good memory.
I know that Joe wound up seeing the tapes at the time they would film you in person there. And he wound up choosing me. At least that's what he was saying.
I mean, of course, I was your question. I'm like, yeah, no, I chose her.
So it was just, so it was a really lucky thing, and it was really my second movie.
Right.
So it was very green, and he really, held my hand through the process and really took care of me, and we're still close to this day. And he was very, very kind to me, and he's such a tough guy person, but he's really such a smart.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Miss Mo's for Joe Pesci.
Like, he plays the guitar. He had a career as a singer, as a child
That's
actor.
right. Yes.
So that was one of the ways that we bonded, especially on the set. We would just sing a lot of old songs together. Yeah, so he really looked out for me, and he was he was there that night of the. I mean, it was just so surreal, really. Like, who would have thought that, like, the second movie that I would do would ever become something like that? It was so nuts, but...
I mean, it's you!
But he was right there in the wings, right when I came off the stage. He was so kind, and he had actually just won his Oscar maybe right before that, because I remember he took it to set one day for me to, like, rub for good luck.
It worked! That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Someone in the audience asked earlier about the famous car speech. And I'm not going to ask you to do it. What I will ask you is to see it be this hallmark of a feminist empowerment stance, where this character is dismissed as being a woman and she can't know, and you come through and just knock it out the park, and you see people feel inspired and equalized with your performance. How does that feel as a person, as an actor, as a woman?
I really like it when little girls see this show.
Yes.
And sometimes they have that memorized.
Right.
And I like to see all that, toughness come out of their tiny little 6-year-old mouth.
I love it.
And I think it is a really good, I think she was a good role model.
She is.
I mean, that wasn't, conscious or anything,
Sure.
or that's the way Dale Warner wrote it. And he wrote an amazing script. To be so lucky to find something like that again. I feel so happy that I got to be part of that, and it really did use that alternate persona that you were asking about.
That was absolutely brilliant. I did challenge them to see how many in this room could do it verbatim.
Oh, did you warm them up with that?
Now there was a couple people, they were like, I can. Are y'all still feeling strong? Would y'all do it right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't see those hands up now. Okay, I just want to check. So in terms of movies, you've had some amazing co-stars that you got to build characters with, tell stories through. To you, who would be like some of your favorite people who challenged your artistry as an actor?
Oh, wow. Who I've gotten to work
Yes,
with?
yes.
I mean, I'd say Robert Downey. I mean, because we worked together on Chaplin.
Right.
And we worked together on Only You.
Right.
And then again Spider-Man. But yeah, I think there was just like, you don't always have that, like what I had with Joe or what I had with him. Like you just have a rhythm. It's
Right.
like a comedic rhythm just happens. So he definitely, brought me up.
I love that.
Elevated.
Chaplin is one of those phenomenal movies about film culture and one of the true icons of film. In your diverse range of filmography, are there other characters like Chaplin that you would love to tell a story about?
Oh gosh. I can't think right now.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Didn't have to come back to
I'm
it.
sure like most people in this room, you have to make a list and suddenly you can't think of anything.
That's what happens. That's the worst. That's the absolute worst. I think to many people in this room, there's so many that really got to know you through a lot of different roles, and Aunt May is definitely one. Can I get some love for Aunt May? We all like be super geeky. Were you a fan of comics at all before you took on that role? Not a fan. You know what? And I think that actually works so very well for your portrayal of Aunt May. No, it does, because she's just gets to be this authentic person. There was not this tie of who you had to capture. You just got to be the really cool aunt who was taking care of her nephew, which is fun.
Well, my brother was.
He was the one.
Yeah.
So when you got the role, did he freak out?
Well, I just asked him, "What is this?" I don't understand.
What are you doing?
No, but he really, him and his friend David Nadalon, we all went to high school with. I was like, I need you guys to give me the history and understand, at least what's the essence of what she stands for, because that's what I have to try to capture, because I wasn't familiar with it, and also the mandate from the studio was a reinvention.
Of course.
But you have to know what it is to reinvent, right? So you have to know what it is. So they did spend a lot of time, telling me the history and also what they really perceived as why she was part of that universe at all.
I love it. Again, phenomenal. I think I shed many man tears in No Way Home. I'm not gonna lie. We're not gonna talk about why, because I'm gonna cry up here. But out of those 3 movies, did you have any particular behind-the-scene favorite moments of bringing Aunt May to life?
No, I think some of the favorite things were really just watching Tom and Zendaya grow up, and watching them fall in love, and seeing their phenomenal talent.
Yes.
Being blown away from the get-go.
Of course.
And just seeing them step into shoes that I'm blown away. Some people are just meant for it. And they are meant for it.
Some people are meant for it.
They carry enormous star power, enormous power, and they are manage to be real people at the same time and just multi-talent. They can do everything. They sing, they dance, they act, they do stunts, they design fashion. I mean, what are they not doing? They're incredible people.
I love it. That's absolute magic. And again,
I
it's
saw him do Shakespeare in London. I was there, and I went to see, and there he is. He's doing the verse beautifully. Like, he can do everything.
And then he did a cartwheel and flip. It was awesome. No, I love that. I absolutely enjoy that. When it comes to different genres, do you have a particular favorite genre to act in? And is there one that you are just itching to jump into that you haven't really done yet?
Well, musicals.
I mean, no, we give you that musical. We don't already chalk that up to yes.
Right?
We chalk that to a yes. If I gotta write it myself, absolutely. Anything else? I mean, do you like horror movies?
No, I don't.
No horror whatsoever.
No. I can't. I really am just, I can't. The nightmares, I get the Purge. I mean, I had a small part in the Purge.
Indeed, I was gonna say that.
It was like political,
yes,
so I kind of went with it.
Okay.
Ben Jones was in that one. And like, it was like, okay, it's like a statement
right.
about how people are treated, and we're gonna like uprise. But it was, but to be in a horror movie, I just think I couldn't. I have nightmares.
That's fair. And also, I can tell you, you'd be amazing at it. So I just want to throw it out there. Whenever you're just bored, you're like, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll just try. So there are so many very talented people that, again, wear many hats when it comes to being in this business. For you, what other aspirations of the filmmaking or storytelling business are on the horizon for you? Ever sit in the director chair, a producer, writer? What is on the horizon?
I just want someone to write another really great movie.
Done.
Give it to me.
Yes.
That would be ideal.
Okay. Do we have any writers in the room? Just checking.
I don't mind.
I like that. For you, we have just a few more minutes, and I don't want to hold you up too long. For you, what is some of the best things that occur as a part of your career when it comes to interacting with fans? Have you had any crazy great moments that you were out and about just doing your thing and a fan came up and just gave you that glow of appreciation in an experience?
Oh, well, yeah, that's just so beautiful. I mean, it's really, what if something's touched someone's family or just meant something to them, and like that always really is very moving to me and really uplifting. And then also, of course, when people are like really in tight Spider-Man suits and you can see all their junk.
Okay, so I'm sorry, if you wore that outfit today, just be very cognizant of yourself. But no, sincerely, Marisa, thank you so very much for joining us. It has been a blast to chat with you. We love
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.